Martine De Luna is a brand storytelling consultant and coach, mindset mentor, speaker, and certified transformational coach. She has continuously left a positive impact on people all over the country, helping them become their best selves through her events and workshops.
Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love with Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who will share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is being empowered during quarantine. For this episode, we have an empowered woman, mother, and transformational coach to motivate us and to take action. So without further ado, let me introduce to you the beautiful and amazing Martine De Luna. Hi, Martine.
Hi, Mafae. Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you. I know you're
Thanks for having me.
Very busy transformational coach, inspiring everyone in your natural form. But before I ask you what you've been doing during this quarantine period, can you please share with everyone on how you became the empowered woman that you are today?
Wow. Okay. I think that the first lesson that I learned about empowerment was sometimes you just need to be brought down to like rock bottom for you to know how powerful you are. And I think that happened specifically 5 years ago when I had my second baby, and I experienced a depression, a postpartum depression, and the challenge of choosing to pick myself up and choosing again every day to live life and appreciate life. And so I think that I became a truly empowered mom when I realized that I'm the only solution, and I am also the only block to any problem I will ever have. So I think that when I realized that, and I realized that all of us have the capacity to choose, to choose that I am a worthy woman, to choose that I have everything within me to change my life, then that is when I became that empowered mom. And so it was 2015 that actually led me to become a coach, because I reached out to people who I was willing to say, hey, work with me so that I can be who I'm meant to be and not stay like in this situation in my mind, right? Yeah, so I would say that for me, that would be the milestone. And I've had other, highs and lows through the years. Everyone is a reminder that power comes from within me, and choosing it, choosing it and doing, the next right thing, like in that movie Frozen, right? That's it. That is empowerment to me. Yeah.
And I've always admired you from a distance. I got, how we met.
Thank
I think
you.
was in the Parenting Emporium when you did a workshop there.
I remember that. Yeah.
And from there, I was just like, oh, wow, that's Martine. And then you partnered up with Kimmy Lou.
Yeah.
Two favorite people in the world that has really helped me, inspired me on reinventing myself daily as a mom, and of course with Kimmy's, her style of, promoting positivity. You guys did that tie up, and until now, you guys are still doing
Yeah.
it together.
So, well, with COVID,
Mhm.
we haven't been able to do our live events.
Mhm.
But yeah, we've been running our Get Blistified collaboration since 2016. Our
Mhm.
last one was before the holidays in 2019, so just before
Mhm.
Christmas.
Mhm.
So those workshops were really about helping women
Mhm.
to see the possibility within themselves,
Mhm.
and then use a number of inspiring tools,
Mhm.
mindset tools, energy tools to
Mhm.
help place them in that state of bliss, that feeling of already having achieved what they desire.
Mhm.
So that was a beautiful workshop. We hope that once we're allowed to do workshops again, we can do it again.
I'm sure you can do some online anyway.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Paging Kimmy.
Yes. For anyone that has not experienced Martine's workshops or even Kimmy's workshops, their tandem is so amazing. So I really recommend you guys
Thank
try that
you.
out. My next question is, as such as, whenever I hear you speak, you're so calm, it's like really, we're very drawn into it because it's like a peaceful state that you're surrounding other women. Because we did do a workshop with the makeup. We did the
Mm-hmm.
makeup
Yep.
workshop. I was able to collaborate with you on that, and that was fun. But I saw that women were so drawn to follow you because you just have this aura about you of calmness. How did you
Oh,
come about in that
calmness.
state?
Oh, okay. So I haven't always been known for that, right? But then I guess that's what transformation is about.
Mhm.
Um, you get to transform the habit of being you,
Mhm.
right? That's what you do in transformation. You get to transform maybe the personality that you've always had, but
Mhm.
you didn't really choose,
Mhm.
or the personality that maybe you were, the word in neuroscience is programmed with, that you didn't intentionally want. And so I think that the state of calm and bliss
Mhm.
became real to me
Mhm.
when, like I said, I was not experiencing it. When I consciously experienced being out of peace,
Mhm.
like during the postpartum depression, and then we also lost our when my husband lost his job and our income was slashed in half. That happened the same year. So
Mhm.
when I realized that I can't live by the conditions outside of me, I can only generate peace from within. It was about connecting with God within,
Mhm.
um, connecting with the peace within. So, doing a lot of what we call inner work. So,
Mhm.
the inner work is when you understand that we actually just react to everything around us. And that's not, it is an option that we do not have to have for ourselves. We can choose to generate peace and
Mhm.
calm from within us,
Mhm.
the more aware, self-aware we become. And so
Mhm.
this is why I believe that the more aware you are of who you are, your identity, of what it means to be a human being, then you understand that even if something chaotic is happening around you, that nothing actually can steal your peace.
Mhm.
There's a saying that I like in the Bible, and it says there's a peace that surpasses all understanding. And in whatever spirituality you go by, that is true.
Yeah.
Peace is that state that surpasses all these conditions around
Mhm.
us that could steal our peace, right?
Right.
So I think that meditation,
Mhm.
prayer, um, also a practice that I call coherence
Mhm.
helps. Going into practices like breath work,
Mhm.
connecting with the body. These are all states and tools that we can use to get into that state of calm and peace.
Mhm.
So I think that people who have a practice in these areas, it becomes a part of your system. It becomes a part of the habit of being you, the new you,
Yeah.
right? So I think that maybe that's what people see.
Mhm.
And I really believe so much in the power of our minds, our bodies, and our spirits
Mhm.
connecting as one,
Mhm.
right? And I think that that's the reason why I became a coach, is because I became fascinated with these transformational tools and modalities.
Mhm.
And oh, there's my that's the coaching tribe that I belong to. My coach is Jenny, right there in the middle,
Uh-huh.
right? So yeah, I do believe that by doing the inner work, by knowing yourself and understanding that you do have the power to create shifts in your life, then
Mhm.
if you can create shifts, you can get through the shit
Mhm.
that the fan throws at you,
Mhm.
literally. So yeah, have your personal practice, mind,
Mhm.
body, spirit practice, make it a habit. And once you do, you change the
Mhm.
habit of that being that old you that was reacting all the time, and
Mhm. Mhm.
um, and all of those things. Yeah.
Mhm. But for you, I know that you have a lot of people, but for Martin, what is the definition of me time?
Me time. Okay, my me time is in the morning before the children wake up. It's my
Mhm.
favorite time of the day.
Mhm.
So I used to, when I was training myself to get into the habit of waking up early, because I am a morning person,
Mhm.
I did Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. club.
Mhm.
And I
Wow.
would, yeah, so Robin Sharma's awesome. He's a coach
Mhm.
to like leaders. Anyway, he has this book called the 5 a.m. Club, and it's about establishing a morning routine. And for
Mhm.
me, that's my me time more than the salon, which we can't go to, and the nail spa, which we also can't go to.
Yeah.
Those are maintenance. But my
Mhm.
me time is when I get to wake up and see the sunrise, and I
Mhm.
get to meditate, and I get an hour to read and make a smoothie. That
Mhm.
for me is the best me time because it's here at home, my favorite place. We
Mhm.
have a garden outside, which, we're fortunate in the city to have.
Mhm.
So, um, and yeah, getting to listen to
Mhm.
podcasts and music by
Mhm.
myself, that for me, like, does it for me. And then, I used to be able to go out to the coffee shop
Right.
just by myself and make an agreement with my husband that it's just going to
Mhm.
be me and not the kids.
Mhm.
That was also good. So I look
Mhm.
forward to when we can do that again.
Yes, of course. So,
Yeah.
like you were talking about your mentors earlier. Who
Yeah.
are your mentors through this journey?
Mm. Well, currently, I believe that coaches have coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So coaching, by the very nature of it, it's not a hierarchy. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like just because you're a coach, you don't need help anymore or support or somebody to witness you. But
Mm-hmm.
I have coaches. So my coach witnesses the journey that I am on. So
Mm-hmm.
she is there not because I'm needy of her, but because
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I deserve somebody who will witness me for who I am. So my coach is Jenny Fenig. She
Mm-hmm.
lives in the US. I had the chance to meet her after 2 years of being just working with her online. This January 2020 in Costa Rica, we had a
Mm-hmm.
retreat. So that's the picture you saw earlier. We had a retreat. I'd been journeying with these ladies for quite some time. And they are really all empowered women.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that having a tribe of women that you can grow with and grow alongside is supremely important
Mm-hmm.
for the mindset growth and just the journey of being human,
Right.
women supporting other women.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my support system. I also have a great support system here in Manila,
Mm-hmm.
with other, colleagues in the coaching
Yeah.
industry, um, people like you who are leaders, who are inspiring other women.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my friends, the friends
Mm-hmm.
that you can count on one hand, the
Yes.
intimate
Mm-hmm.
girlfriends that you are truly, truly grateful for all your
Mm-hmm.
life. So I would say that women need
Mm-hmm.
these these communities, these collectives, and these very, very special friendships in
Yes.
order to experience humanity
Mhm.
in their world, in their
Mhm.
area of influence. Yeah.
Mhm. And you are one of the lucky ones. We were talking about that. You have been coaching since 2 years ago,
Yeah,
or
as a
years
well,
ago.
technically I've been coaching since 2012, but just in
Mhm.
one area. So I
Mhm.
started out coaching mommy bloggers here in
Right.
the Philippines, and
Yes.
a number of them went on to become very successful bloggers.
Mhm.
And then in 2015, when I discovered um, you know having a coach for myself,
Mhm.
it transitioned into an even bigger like scope of coaching. So
Mhm.
transformational coaching, which is
Mhm.
providing mental, emotional tools for women to be able to move forward
Mhm.
in their lives. So um, I'd say that I've been coaching the transformational route for the last 2 years now, which is when I got certified.
Mhm.
I went to coach training school with Jenny, my coach.
Mhm.
So I've been her client ever since 2018,
Mhm.
since I started the certifications. And I have also hired other coaches along the way, depending on the area that I wish to learn or
Mhm.
to hone and master. So I've also hired coaches through Bob Proctor's company, the
Mhm.
Proctor Gallagher Institute, where
Mhm.
I take up leadership studies, working with leaders, working with
Mhm.
CEOs, things like that. I really am a hungry, constant learner. So there's
Yes.
never a time that I don't have
Mhm.
a mentor, that I
Mhm.
never have a coach.
Mhm. And why I said lucky is because you have been doing a lot of work at home, right? And so
and
this
and yeah,
transition.
all my coaches are work from home also.
Mhm.
So it's kind of been an opportunity as well to understand those that are
Mhm.
coming into the work at home
Yes.
like culture,
Mhm.
and we're basically thrown into it the past few months.
And we need more people like you to inspire others. And guys, Martin, I'm sure, is more than happy to answer any questions.
Yeah,
Even after this show, I'll make sure that all her links are on the caption, just so that
awesome.
if you want to ask how to be a life coach or a transformational coach, or
Mm,
even you need a coach for yourself. So I'll make sure that it's all up on this caption of the show.
that
Um,
would be awesome.
so now during quarantine, apart from you coaching, is there anything new you've learned about
Mm.
yourself during this time?
Oh yeah. So just a background. When quarantine first began, the first week, I was affected. I was
Mm-hmm.
totally affected. I was shaken up, and I was
Mm-hmm.
telling Kimmy this. I said, "Hey, dude, this is real. Like this is changing the world." And we
Mm-hmm.
went through kind of a funk. And I'm talking about all coaches. Like
Mm-hmm.
just because you're a coach and you know the tools,
Right.
when stuff happens,
Mm-hmm.
you're human. So the first week was very challenging for me because it forced me to also look at my demons, kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
stuff I was fearing, the things I was scared about, not just about this, quarantine, but about life. It was like a long look at life. And so I realized during that time was, again, that lesson that I first had an aha moment about in 2015. I am the only problem and I'm the only solution that I will ever have. I didn't say that, by the way. That's a quote by Bob Proctor, who I ended up being mentored by too.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I decided, okay, I can either let this affect me,
Mm-hmm.
or I can create, possibilities from within our home. So
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, we're going to up our game in terms of health and wellness. So we
Mm-hmm.
can't go out anymore to the places that we used to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd go to a biohacking facility in Mandaluyong. Can't do that anymore. By the way, that's unlimited and they're open now.
Mm-hmm.
But we couldn't do that anymore. So I had to learn, techniques that I could use at home to help with the kids, calm ourselves down,
Mm-hmm.
meditate. We started doing yoga as a family. We'd never done it together
Mm-hmm.
as a family,
Uh-huh.
right? So we found ways
Mm-hmm.
to create a new normal here at
Right.
home with each other. There was even a point where my husband and I were doing yoga together, and never, ever in a million years have we done yoga together. So it was so fulfilling. And I also got to see how there were parts of me that I decided, I don't like this about myself. I don't like, um, there was a time where there was just so much toxicity on social media, right? And I decided, I'm realizing things about myself, like the stuff that I share, like, does it really help people, or is it gonna, make, is it just gonna add to the noise out there? So all of these things I was realizing about myself, and I am grateful for the quarantine because it was like a personal growth evolution for all of us, all of us. And me in particular, that's how the middle of it became essentially really, really good because I started to learn new things. I picked up several new books. I was talking to more people in different areas of, different hobbies, even, learning. I'd never really gotten into yoga before. Now it's like my new favorite thing, Pilates and things like that. So I think when you're forced out of your normal, like I said, you're forced out of the habit of being yourself, you have the opportunity to create a new self.
Yes.
And that's what the quarantine was for us, So, so lots of sleep, been getting lots of sleep, which is good. I actually enrolled in a sleep course, how the science of your sleep and how it really builds immunity. And then crazy things like taking ice baths, putting ice in my balde and taking really, really cold showers, Wim Hof method, all of these crazy experiments because you have the time, right? But yeah, so I think I emerged out of quarantine darker because of a lot of sunbathing. No more tipon and sniffles because of the ice baths. Better choices in terms of the food, and just chill. The family's been together. My husband hasn't been able to go to the office, so he's also working from home. It's challenged us to really also look at our relationships in the family. So it's not been easy, but yeah, I think we found a lot of grateful moments. And still do.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna look at that up. That ice bath that you're saying.
Wim Hof method. Yes. So
Interesting.
he's an amazing guy. He holds the world record for climbing Mount Everest in shorts.
My goodness.
And no oxygen tank. Yeah.
Oh,
so I was so inspired by him in particular this quarantine because, he says the same thing. He's like, these things happening outside of us, we just have to take care of this thing, this mind, body, spirit connection. And then the outside, that won't phase us. We will be strong. We will be resilient. So yeah, Wim Hof is my new person to look up to this quarantine season.
So what else? You've been baking? Has everybody
I've been baking. So you might have seen some of my recipes. We've been baking with more of the healthy choices. So during quarantine, what was challenging is my eczema flared up. And that was a stress response because for those of you who've struggled with like eczema and flaring up skin, it's actually not a skin problem, but it is a stress and an emotional problem. So that happened the whole of quarantine for me. I'm all better right now, thanks to all the stuff that I, learned. But eating well.
Yes.
We've always eaten well, but eating more optimally, even, that it contributes to our immunity. That's an amazing thing that quarantine forced us to learn, So yeah, baking, been learning how to also do a lot of things from home, like homemade broths and, homemade bread and whatnot, so it's just become like a little house on the prairie experience for like a Little Women kind of Anne of Green Gables experience where you're baking all day or you're cooking all day. And the kids get to contribute because with no restaurants and no
Right.
options, you're really
Mhm.
forced to good. And you can
Yeah.
really see, I think the biggest lesson for us as a family was how
Mhm.
little we really need.
Right.
We didn't ever really need everything that we
Right.
thought we did.
Mhm.
But we could use some new clothes because the kids had a growth spurt during. Yeah,
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I'm sure your kids do. I mean, you have several kids, and like,
Well, luckily I can hand me downs.
yeah, we don't have hand-me-downs because he's the eldest grandkid, and she's
Oh,
the youngest one. So he's
yeah.
shooting up. I have a 10 and a 5-year-old,
Well,
and
you know, I
every
had a stylist on. I spoke to her, and she said that you can, with what you have at home, can
yeah,
style your clothes. Like, let's say shirts that you don't like anymore,
correct,
you cut it up, and then it's a brand new shirt. Same
true.
with jeans. That's what I did. I cut my husband's old jeans that he didn't like anymore, and it
Mm,
fit my other son, and used it
nice.
as shorts. Since
There
it's,
you go.
once you cut it as shorts, it's not, the length is not so long. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I
Mm,
love your
Quarantine
stories.
forces creativity.
Yeah, yes,
It
exactly.
does.
It does. Right now, I have my youngest son. He's doing like a summer program, and we had to
Oh
create
yeah.
like a tent for him because it was a jungle theme. And,
Wow.
we got
Is that
creative.
for homeschool or something?
It's practically homeschooling.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just a summer program that I saw that one of my tutors were hosting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was
Do you
fun. Like,
still have it? I'm interested in that.
yeah, I'll share it with you. But
Cool.
going back, I know that there are times, I
Hmm.
think you shared, when we have off days.
Yeah.
But what do you do when you are about to coach someone? How do
Oh,
you
okay.
change your
Uh,
mindset in that split second and tell yourself, snap out
okay.
of it, Martine? Is there like a
Right.
ritual going on?
Okay. I'll share two things with you.
Mhm.
Number one is how I structure the way I work.
Mhm.
And if there are any guys watching, sorry, but this is the best way for women to work. Okay. I don't schedule coaching when I'm
Mhm.
having my period. I don't. I don't. I don't. I'm like, my body
Yeah,
cycles regularly, y'all. So I'm like, I'm not gonna work when I have that week. I'm just
right.
and it's been the best way to work. I've been working
Mhm.
this way for 2 years. I said,
Mhm.
why don't they teach this in school to
Right.
women? Right.
Mhm.
So I don't work.
Mhm.
Or at least I don't have coaching calls where I have to be
Mhm.
face to face with people that week. So sorry
Mhm.
guys, but it works. Women, stand up for your right to do that. Okay. And then yeah, and then if I'm having like that's why I have a coach.
Mhm.
Because I cannot witness or hold the space for another woman or a
Mhm.
group of women
Mhm.
if I am also not checking in with myself
Right.
and I am not walking the talk.
Mhm.
Right. So that's why I have check-ins with my coach.
Mhm.
She's accessible to me on Voxer, so I can reach her there if ever I need her. And I also surround myself with people who are good for me. Like, I
Mhm.
don't run from my shadow. Like, I don't run from the funkiness of it all because we were made to deal with the darkness and the light in us, right? So when there's darkness, like, okay, so something happened and it triggered me.
Mhm.
Before I have a session with a client, I
Mhm.
make sure, okay, so what is this situation
Mhm.
teaching me right now? Like, what am I meant to see in this situation? Because
Mhm.
every experience is an opportunity for you to grow.
Yes.
Every opportunity for you to grow. And so, like, let's say the kids did something and I got pissed off and I have a coaching session in 20 minutes.
Mhm.
That's an opportunity for me to walk my talk, right?
Right.
And say,
Right.
okay, so I've learned, I was talking with a client earlier, you know how we moms, when we're working and then our kid bothers us and then we give them the look, like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the kid absorbs the look.
Right.
I've been working on that,
Mhm.
so I was telling this client of mine earlier, so how are you doing with the look? And
Mhm.
she's like, oh, it's better, like I find myself catching myself when I'm
Mhm.
about to give my child the look. Right. So that's so with me, like, if there's something that I know about my old habits that I
Mhm.
don't like, or it's not going to be good for anybody anyway, I take note of that. I say, okay, I'm giving the look again. So what's causing me to give the look? Is it because I didn't eat or I didn't drink enough? Or maybe something just, I didn't forgive somebody. I didn't. So what is it? I go to that self-inquiry process. I'm really very grateful that we get to have these tools. Anybody can use these tools, right? It's not just coaches, but anytime you feel like you're kind of disconnected from yourself, the invitation there is to say, well, wait a minute, where's this feeling coming from? And what can I do about it? Like right now, can I take a breath? Can I take a minute to just quiet down, maybe say a prayer? Can I go to the kitchen and drink a glass of water and take a deep breath? These are simple things that can take us back into who we really are, which is what God made us to be. You are in your power. You're not like all over the place. When we're all over the place, it just means that we come back to the body. We take the breath in, and then we say, okay, it's not happening to me. Everything is happening for me there. So that's the switch. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna catch myself.
Yeah, like the look. The look is so like, and then your kids are like, oh, mommy's giving me
And what's crazy about that look, it's always the mom. Like I still remember when my mom gave me that look, My dad never gave me a look. I just know his demeanor was just like it's quiet. But my mom, like she gives that terrifying look.
Filipino moms, right? Filipino moms is the eyebrows.
Okay. My kids are listening. Yes, I will calm down with the look.
Our kids are our mirrors, like our kids are our biggest teachers. I really believe that they are. And so we have to honor them for when we get the look, because it's actually an invitation for mom to unlearn that habit.
What's funny with that, I have kind of experimented, like, I have 26 children, and maybe it comes with age too.
Yeah.
And I started changing my techniques with my different kids, and the reaction I get, like when my youngest son, oh no, not my youngest, the second youngest son, when he has like an off moment, I tend to go down to my knees so we're leveled, and then just change my tone of voice, and he just snaps back into his happy face. I'm just like, oh my gosh, is that how mean I am to my kids?
It makes you think, right? One great resource for your viewers who are parents to follow is Dr. Shefali Chaburi. She's the author of The Conscious Parent. And it's a really great, take on who our children really are. Because our children are not little versions of us that we try to force into a mold. They're their own beings, right? And we have to honor who they are. And sometimes we realize how much we take on from our parents, our parents forcing us to be certain things, or maybe not, like being involved with us. Our children are these beings that when they come to us, we're meant to learn from them just as much as they are learning from us. So it's not a one-way street. It's a it's a collaboration. And so I only learned this, like in the recent years, right? But that every time I, a part of me, a habit part of me shows up, and it's a part that doesn't really serve me or serve my kids, then I have to thank my child for helping that come out of me, because then I can work on it.
Yeah, I like that. I like how we transformed it into a mommy workshop right now.
Yeah, this is a mommy. Oh, they're so small. Oh my God.
There they are. You in action with your little ones. I'm sure
I miss my baby.
I remember now when I joined your workshop, you were breastfeeding.
I was breastfeeding.
Yeah,
she was like attached to the boob all the time. Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, she's such an empowered mom and businesswoman.
Oh, but you had no idea that I was depressed at that time.
But anywho, I just want to give shout out to the people who are watching. Renelyn is
Oh,
watching. She
cool.
says hi, Mafae Martin. Peter Pe, always tuned in. Thank you so much for your support.
So
Angeli,
cool.
yes, yes, Coach Martin is the best. Nicole, hello, Coach Martin.
Hi,
Vanessa,
guys.
Hearts, Jenny, love you, Martine. So thank you,
Love you
ladies.
too.
I hope that you have learned a lot from Martine today. I'm sure there's many more things that you can share with us. But before we wrap up, Martine, please share with everyone your hope, advice, words of wisdom, especially at a time like this.
All right. So I think I'm going to go back to the statement I've been repeating since we started this is you are the only problem and the only solution you will ever have. So that's a quote from Bob Proctor. And I think that if you can meditate on that, write it down, put it on a piece of paper, and see the truth in that, then you'll realize that you have everything that you need to go into the new normal that we are in, to create new opportunities for your life, to step into the person that you desire to become. We are only a problem to ourselves if we say that the things outside of us limit us, like I don't have enough money, or I'm not pretty enough, or I am not good enough. Those are just thoughts outside of us. This is an invitation for us. This time is an invitation for us to look within. So when you see that you are the solution, you create opportunities for yourself. You become open to learning. You become open to taking risks because life is more exciting when you can see it from another point of view. So I encourage everybody, learn about yourself. Know yourself, know your superpowers, and know that even your limitations are part of your superpowers being able to come up. And the more you understand who you are, what you're passionate about, what makes you what makes you click or wake up in the morning, just focus on those. Focus on building those up. They'll help you to stay healthy. They'll help you to stay motivated, especially when challenging times come, and they will always come. So be prepared. You are the only problem, and you are the only solution you will ever have.
And there you have it, guys. Martine De Luna, the transformational coach, life coach, empowered mom. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you, Mafae.
I am continually learning from you and being inspired by you. Take homes from today, guys. Just stay within you, know who you are, know what you want to do, keep educating yourself, like what Martine is saying. Have your me time, have your meditation time, know the look or know the look within yourself. At times you can give yourself that look also.
Yeah.
You're feeling a bit off, wanting to point fingers. So remember, always keep the faith. And like I said, I will have Martine's links and her website on here so that you guys can go check out what she's been up to. Her social media is always so beautiful. I love the palettes that you always made, color palettes.
Thank you.
So I'm always inspired. So I wanted Martine to be here so that you guys can also be inspired by her. So with that, guys, actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in another episode of In Love With Me. Thank you, Martine.
Thank you for watching In Love With Me series.